はじめまして、レスリー・サラです。今は家具作りに集中しようとしてます。I won a bursary here 2 years ago. So it was 1 year studio space, and then the facilities in here, this is the wood shop. So it has the saws and thicknessers and the lathe and other bits you can be working away with. For me, I think the focus is becoming more and more furniture making. But at the beginning, I was doing more art-based carvings and prints and things like that, which I'd still very much like to do, but it's just not enough hours in the day. So this was the idea that I kind of had. I wanted the top to be able to open so it creates a bigger surface area for whatever people want to use it for. But then it's kind of an eclipse is the idea. So it's covering on top of each other. But the problem was I needed a way for the weight to be able to hold on this side, because if someone sat on that, that's just going to go kerplunk. So then maybe the leg could extend out, which is how I came up with this thing. Once you solve one problem, you notice another problem, and then you just have to keep modifying it. So I think it's all about just making prototypes and then seeing what works. So like even trying to figure out what was the best way to create the top to be able to spin. One, how to make it most functional, but then two, strength, and then also if it's going to look the way you want it to look. So this is now the life-size attempts. You had to get each of the lengths. There's 5 layers of ash in here, and you have to get each of the lengths exactly right so that they'll mate with each other and there's no gaps. So I'm really thankful that that actually worked out and there weren't any gaps. So this is the leg, the head scratchy bit, but hopefully it's grand. All right. So that does fit. I have to put a pin in it afterwards to make sure people don't pull it all the way out. So it should stop around here once the table swivels on top of each other. Then this fella goes in here. I actually spent so long carving out this little curve to fit in with the circle. There's just so many things I had to align. And then the top would sit on top there. So yeah, that would swivel out and then hopefully rest on this leg, like that, kind of. Yeah, it's hard to decide how I interpret each piece after they've been made, because I guess if I had to pick a goal, I want them to speak for themselves. So there's definitely art in it, or the same amount of curiosity or intrigue that goes into a piece that you might feel when you are making a piece of art. Someone can call it firewood at the end of the day as well, you know, whatever people want to interpret them as. As long as, you know, my honesty or integrity in how I wanted it to be made or where it's coming from comes through, that's the only important part for me, I think.
Mission Maeve Murphy, Bannister Benchspace. Benchspace on Kid Hub Cruicheach den Éireann. Tugan Benchspace Caru, do Dine nach bhfuil airgid acu nó fáil acu trealamh profisiúnta. Tá daoine an seo ó gach réimse. Tá siúdóirí an agus innealtóirí agus siúnéirí.
My name is Paul McKenna. I'm a visual artist from Cork, and my main practice is painting and printmaking, and I'm here on a year-long bursary at Benchspace. Initially, I go out and photograph the landscape, and I'm sort of looking for different elements that I might combine, usually sort of industrial or something that reflects nature versus man-made. And from that, I make digital line drawings, and then they are, I suppose, reconstructed in different ways to Photoshop and Inkscape, which is a vector-based program, and then that is fed into the laser cutter. Once the pieces are cut out, then it's almost like starting again. So it's a pairing up of different elements and treating them differently. So I tried to kind of bring back elements of painting then into the work after again. So it's a refeeding back through a sort of a cycle of processes.
Is féidir le Benchspace, corthaí a athrú má bhíonn seans aige.